You have the world's first thermodynamically sound monetary network. There's no reason why it shouldn't go up by a factor of 100, and you're not going to invest in it or take advantage of it because of your fear that 1,000 whatever years from now, or 100 or 20 or 10, Dr. Evil will get a quantum computer. So I would respond with the classic Bitcoiner response. Have fun staying poor.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies having a relatively neutral day. We do have some of the altcoins absolutely skyrocketing today. Our little buddy Kusama that I told you guys at $5 is now up to $113. My goodness, that is Polkadot's little younger cousin. But the biggest question on everybody's mind right now is what is going on with Bitcoin? Because I'm going to tell you right now, even if we do have a Bitcoin fake out dip, Bitcoin will continue to rally in 2021, and we could see Bitcoin hit upwards of $250,000 to even $400,000 by the end of this year. So what is the effect it's going to have on altcoins? Well, that is what I want to talk about today, because some are saying that we are entering the alt season since the Bitcoin dominance has been falling. Well, I'm going to show you today exactly my opinion on whether or not alt season is truly happening, where I would be focusing my investments, and also a major warning, especially if you're a new cryptocurrency investor. So all of that today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you are not subscribed, consider it. We do this for the most part almost every single day, give or take a few days, but today is the Ledger Nano S giveaway, which we will be doing at the end of the video. So let's dive in. Let's have a look. And once again, guys, this has been the greatest strategy, the easiest strategy to make money in this sideways consolidation. If you've been following the channel and you have been utilizing this strategy, you've been making lots of money longing Bitcoin over at Bybit. Every single time we touch or go below the 21 exponential on the daily, simply put in a long. It is that simple, guys. Look, if you longed here or here or here, or even just recently, you have been able to have made massive gains over on Bybit. If you have no idea how to use Bybit, check out my tutorial popping up above, and I do have a link below for $520 in bonuses for new signups. Check that out. But honestly, guys, I'm giving you gold here. I'm giving you the easiest strategy, and if you haven't been able to make money, I don't know. I honestly don't know how you haven't been able to make money in this run. But that being said, having a look, we do have Bitcoin pushing down on its dominance, and we are sitting just below the blue box territory. Some people are saying that it could potentially be alt season. Now, I do want to point out also that we do look like we broke out of the falling wedge, and we are potentially looking for a move back up to the top of this triangle. We could try to retest that $40,000 level once more, but in the meantime, we have seen altcoins absolutely rally. In fact, we have seen $24.5 billion locked in the total value for DeFi. And actually right now, I do have a little bit of, I was trying to put in a bit of a scalp trade over here because I was having a look at the Polkadot chart. Probably should have actually closed this before the video, but I did open it up at the bottom. I am looking for another move. Right now, I am up about 20%, only a couple $100. But that being said, if you actually do want to learn how to trade some of the altcoins, you can do that over on Femex. If you haven't checked out my Femex tutorial, that also is popping up above. I think they have about $120 bonus going on right now. You guys can check that out. But before I get into the cryptocurrencies, before I talk about the altcoins, let's first focus on Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is going to continue to rally. And yes, you could speculate on some of these altcoins. You could make some sick gains. You could also get rug pulled. You could also get totally wrecked. But I'm telling you, Bitcoin, not financial advice, is going to continue to be the best choice if you literally have no idea what to invest in. In fact, like Documenting Bitcoin pointed out, the Federal Reserve cuts rates to zero and launches massive $700 billion quantitative easing program. And yeah, that basically started at the ultimate blast-off rally for Bitcoin. That was way down around the $4,000 level. And look at all the support that it's received recently. Just to point this out before we start talking about altcoins. Former U.S. Treasury Secretary Dr. Lawrence H. Summers, just last Friday, he was talking about Bitcoin and why its price should continue to go up in the long term. Keep in mind, Dr. Summers is one of America's top economists, and he says, I'm not going to predict its fluctuations over the next 6 months, but I think some institutions like it, therefore it is here to stay. I don't think that the whole thing is going to collapse. I think that having run up in the way that it does, move up and down, it looks like it is becoming resilient, and therefore I think people are going to move towards it, and as more people move towards it, given the finiteness of the $21 million or 21 total cap supply, that is going to be a factor to raise the prices. You have Stephen Harper, who served as Prime Minister of Canada for 9 years, says that there is a place for Bitcoin among maybe even the central banks. Now, he does say he doesn't think it's going to replace something like the dollar. If we're going to have something replace the dollar, he says it'll be another currency. Who knows? Maybe the euro, something like that. But he does say that other than gold and Bitcoin and other things, you will continue to see people utilizing it as a store of value, as a reserve. And like Jessica Walker explains, 66% of the whole Bitcoin supply has not moved in the last 6 months. But why hear it from me? This is what she has to say.
Due to the scarcity that we're seeing of the asset, as we all know that Bitcoin is only a limited supply of 21 million Bitcoin. So as more and more people want to buy Bitcoin, less and less people are actually willing to sell it. The Bitcoin hodl community and culture is just a little bit too strong. A fun fact for today's video, 66% of the whole Bitcoin supply actually hasn't moved in the last 6 months, which shows that people are in this for the long run and probably are looking at these real high price potential figures that they might have their own expectations of. Now I'm going to share a chart with you now. The warmer colors that you see at the bottom of the screen, they actually show the most recent Bitcoin transactions, and the cooler colors right at the top, these represent the Bitcoin hasn't been transacted in a long time. So the hot colors essentially reflect the hot movement, as it were, with the quick pace of Bitcoin. Now, what this shows as of January is that these hot Bitcoin transactions increasing, which is really important to take note as we're talking about platforms that are considering limiting buying capabilities on users. Clearly, it's showing that this demand and this hot movement is really exceeding the supply already.
Not to mention the fact that new data from Pantera Capital, which is an investment firm and hedge fund, suggests that Bitcoin's current price action is closely following the stock to flow model, and they are looking for $115,000 Bitcoin as soon as August 1st of this year. That is right around the corner, my friend. So make sure that you are positioned accordingly. Another significant difference that they talk about between this rally has to do with the overall market composition. Most of these big players are focused on Bitcoin. They are focused on Ethereum. Bitcoin and Ether have 86% of the total value, with the other 5,000 altcoins out there having only 14%, okay? So what is different about this time? Well, you have billionaire Mark Cuban, who did compare Bitcoin to bananas. In fact, he said he'd rather have bananas than Bitcoin. Now says that he does think that the emerging decentralized finance market could change the game for crypto. He does mention that Bitcoin is being moved by institutional investors globally, but having a look, we've seen the Binance DeFi Composite Index, which measures a number of the DeFi coins, has hit an all-time high. It jumped to 1,261, which is a 70% increase from the bottom during the Monday crash. And as I showed you guys, 24.7 billion locked in DeFi. This is definitely showing that lots of investors are interested. In fact, the interest in Ethereum from retail investors has skyrocketed in just the past few weeks. Obviously, they're probably utilizing some of this Ether to get involved into the DeFi, right? A lot of people are using it over at Uniswap. Uniswap is also pumping as well, which just goes to show me that people are now getting bullish on the DeFi sector again. And having a look right here, I mean, obviously, clearly Polkadot is the winner at 83% in the top of the 7 days. Is there anyone in the top 100? Oh, you have Avalanche did 103. Okay. And the graph is doing quite well, which we have spoke about on the channel before. But, what is my opinion? What do I think moving forward about this? Well, as I have told you guys, Polkadot for me is just really where I'm focused on. For example, a lot of people ask me about altcoins. Exceed Me, I think, is going to be huge. It already is huge. It's already up tremendously since we mentioned it. They have recently partnered with Anarchy and Matic as well. And one of the reasons I think I'm most bullish on Polkadot actually ties into a lot of the Polkadot ecosystem coins and why I'm focused on them, because like I believe this time around, I do not think that these savvy investors that are eventually going to, dabble their toes in some of the DeFi, I don't think they're just going to be throwing a dart at a board like they were in 2017. I think that white paper promises are out. They're not going to work. We need real business models with real solutions, with working products that can generate revenue and have actual use cases, which is why Exceed Me and a lot of these Polkadot projects, they have to actually be, chosen. They have to be nominated. There's, if you're looking at the parachains over at, they can only have 100, that can connect to the relay chain. So this is a very limited space. So you're not going to see a lot of the scams that you can see on Ethereum over on Polkadot. And this is why I'm extremely bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem. If you don't know some of the coins, you could just Google Polkadot ecosystem coins. I think they're all going to do quite well. But my 2 cents on this altcoin season is that I do not believe that just any old altcoin is going to pump. Maybe in dollar value, but not in Bitcoin value. If you want to actually outperform Bitcoin, you're going to have to be invested in altcoins that hit all the criteria that I just said. Any of these announcements of announcements and hey, we're working on this and we promise this is going to happen. Those are done. Those are so 2017, 2018. They are not going to work this time around. This time around, you have to do your due diligence and you have to focus on the projects that, like Mark Cuban, for example, thinks are actually going to be game changers in the DeFi space. And personally, I would say a lot of these Polkadot projects, I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying if you gave me 10 Polkadot projects and 10 Ethereum projects randomly plucked from the ecosystem, I would place my bet on the basket of Polkadot projects personally. So that is why I continue to be bullish on that ecosystem, Polkadot obviously in general. And yes, Ethereum as the ETH token. Some of those projects on Ethereum, though, I don't know, guys. I just don't think we're going to be having what we had before. But I do want to end on one bit of good news, which is the fact that we did have the mayor of Miami meeting with the Winklevoss twins. And, they went on to say, basically, there's a lot of people who live in Miami who might have family who live elsewhere, etc., in different countries. They pay tremendous fees just to move the money in and out. And the mayor said, we've always been known as a financial hub. The capital is here. The financial banking sophistication is here. We've got to integrate the crypto too. I think that part is lagging a little bit from New York. Although is New York really that great? Not to diss my home, but it's a little rough over here in New York sometimes. He says, but I think we can do that fast, and I think this is just the beginning of states, like cities, states, nations putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, banks putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet. This is just the beginning. You think a $250,000 Bitcoin, a $400,000 Bitcoin is a lot? Just wait until these guys start adopting it as a hedge against the failing fiat system. And that, my friends, is when we see the $1 million, $5 million, $10 million Bitcoin. It's inevitable. We will see those numbers in our lifetime. But in the meantime, if you are looking to gamble on the altcoins, hey, they're always fun to, make those trades, right? But be safe out there. And I'm not going to give you financial advice, but what I will say, the best strategy that I found to be able to sleep the best at night, although I know you want to probably make like 10x gains, double, take half, or triple, take a third, okay? Double is safer. If you double your money, take your money back, that's it. You have your initial capital, the rest you just ride with, because if you kind of let it keep going and then it starts to pull back and then you start losing your capital, well, that's not what you want. So be safe. A lot of people made, they made on paper a lot of money, last year, a few years ago during the high, but then they never sold. They never took profits. So what is the point if you don't ever take profits, right? So you need to make sure you take profits. And also we do need to give away a ledger. So let's hop over here. Let's pick a video. So we have video number 4. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be Bitcoin Liquidity Shock. Let's go over here, plug that in, and see how many comments we got so we can give away our Ledger Nano S. Forget what video. One of my videos got a ton of, this one didn't get that many. One of my videos the other day got like over 1,000 comments. You guys are awesome, by the way. So let's give away that Ledger to one random winner. What are your thoughts on the danger of Tether? 1-1 blue. Good question. I'm not worried at all. I think Tether is nothing but a bunch of FUD. We've gone over this time and time again. In fact, I have a video entitled Bitcoin Black Swan Event. Maybe I'll link it up above if I can find it. Just Google CryptoZombie Black Swan Event. I go into this. I talk about Tether. This is just some FUD that resurfaces time and time again. It's honestly baseless, and realistically, if you just want to zoom out, they say Tether isn't backed by anything. But even if Tether was fully backed by the dollars, which we know it's not, what is the dollar backed by? Nothing. Dollars are backed by nothing, so theoretically Tether is backed by nothing. So what are you worried about? I mean, honestly, I'm not going to go into the argument, but good question. But am I worried? No. That being said, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're awesome. The end of this week, I'm not going to be able to make any videos Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So just giving you guys a heads up, I'm going to be taking a few days off, but I will be back on Monday. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. We still got a few more days left in the week. So that is it for me. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Get subscribed, join the free Telegram, check the links below. Don't forget Binance, $520 bonus, $20 just for signing up. And if you want to head over to Femex, you guys can. They have like a $120 bonus, and you can actually trade a bunch of altcoins. I mean, look at all these. You have Chainlink, Cardano, Tron, you could do Neo, Spot, Bitcoin Cash, then contracts. You could do Tezos, Gold, Algorand, Wi-Fi, so Uniswap. You can do a whole bunch over here. So that is it for me today, guys. Links are in the description. You guys rock. My name's K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.